Welcome back, family, collective, and soul tribe. Take it how you like, okay? Thank you for the like, shares, and subscribes. Thank you for tapping back into What's the Juice at the Juicy Tea, 1111 Energy. Let me tell you, family. Oh, these people, they don't know what to do with themselves, so they stay trying to do the most, okay? So as you can see, the reading was done, and then I don't know what happened. But we are going to pick up where we left off. Let me explain something to you. There are so many people that are upset with your progress, with your success, and you just moving on. You didn't come in kicking, screaming, crying, whining, and asking for no forgiveness. You just said, forget it, picked up where you left off, and took off. These people are so irritated about that, okay? But more importantly, they're really pissed off because your actions caught the eye of wealth, okay? It could be a wealthy man, wealthy group, wealthy woman. Take it how it resonates. There was somebody in your energy field that was trying to be the false person here, okay? This person that was trying to be the false person, they wanted this wealthy man to marry them. Yes, they did. Okay. This wealthy man found that this person was tied to a community, and this community depended on this person partnering or marrying this wealthy man for this community's benefit, because this feminine energy is a part of this community. It could be a group, it could be a coven, it could be whatever the case it is. Okay. But it was something about your authenticity. It was something about you not seeking the wealth from anybody except from yourself, the internal wealth that you know you already have. Okay. It's a part of your legacy, your lineage, your heritage. Okay. This is a part of who you are. You are abundant within. That's why you are without. Okay. This energy here picked up on that. They sense that about you. They sense that you don't ask for a helping hand. You're not running around begging people for this and that. You're going to make it happen. However you need to make it happen, that's your energy, right? I'm not saying you're going to go out there and do anything crazy, but I'm saying when you know that it's time to take care of business, that's when that intuition, that's when that Akashic record kicks in. Okay. That's when you start reaching out to the Most High God, the divine, the creator of all living things, angels, spiritual team. That's what you start doing. Okay. So before we go any further, let's go on and tap in, bring in our protection, and I'll finish telling you the rest about this reading. Okay. I call upon the divine, my ancestors, angels, and spiritual guides to stand with me and within me as I deliver these messages. Only what serves truth, healing, and understanding for the highest good is welcomed here. And so it is, Ashe. Okay, family. So let me tell you, you caught the eye and the attention of either a wealthy group, a wealthy party, a wealthy conglomerate of people, or just a wealthy man or woman. Take it how it resonates. But it says the wealthy man here. I feel like he was in a partnership with someone. He was in partnership with some woman. Okay. And maybe he saw that this woman was always tugging and pulling on his heartstrings, you know. She was always in need of something. Whereas you, on the other hand, being this main female over here, you weren't of that kind of an energy. You didn't come running, screaming, kicking, and crying when things fell apart, okay? Or, you know, when you had to get things handled and there was no one there for you to support you. You just stood on business, 10 toes, okay? You went to the divine as you should, and that's where your help came from. hmm This wealthy man started looking at that, okay, family? Like, gee, you know, I'm here. You have everything you need, and you always need more. This person started comparing themselves to you in an unhealthy way. This false person here started comparing themselves to you. And they saw how when you initiated change, and I mean, in whatever aspect of your life, it ended up being a change for the better, or things always went in your favor or go in your favor. And that's because you are highly favored by the Most High God, the divine creator of all living things, because you do everything respectfully, family. Okay. You have a mutual respect out here for everyone until they show themselves, show their true hand, and then you still respect them, but you respect them from a distance, right? You put that distance there. See, these people were upset because it went through, and this, y'all listen, I was like, ooh wee, they was hot at the reading. That's why they messed it up. Okay. This went through a culture appropriation here, okay? See, they were trying to use your cultural symbols and your cultural attributes, okay, everything that was tied to your culture, they were trying to use it against you. In the message I gave out earlier, I heard Spirit say, yeah, they're gardeners who be burying your shit in the garden, and you looking like that's stupid because you come from Mother Gaia, you come from the sun as well as the earth. This is what they do not understand. See, people go and bury shit in graves and be burying shit in places, and all that does is actually enriching their soil. Okay, see, they be trying to bury something thinking it's going to come back on you, and all they did was enrich the soil. Straight up, because you are not of that energy. Because if you were of that energy, family, all their crops would die. Let me explain the power of you and who you are when it comes to this spiritual thing. See, you are exactly what you think you are, and anything you want to accomplish, you can. So these people know that about you, right? So if you were dark, toxic, into malicious things, into ill intent, and they buried some of your shit somewhere, it's gonna die. I'm just telling you, it would die. But because you're not that way, okay, because you real tapped into both sides, because you're not that way, when they bury and plant your shit, their gardens grow. Their gardens grow. So imagine them planting and burying things all over, and things are growing, and they're also watching you grow too. They planted some shit in their gardens, and their gardens are coming out beautiful, plump, juicy, lush. Yes, okay. See, with this cultural appropriation here and using cultural symbols that they felt were going to impact you in a negative manner, okay? And they felt that they could exploit something from those energies or from whatever it was they took from you, right? All it ended up doing was bringing you back financial freedom, wealth, abundance, brought you back a whole husband or wife or a partnership. And that concerned these people, because now everybody out here has a mutual respect for you. Now that they know, since you've awakened them to what this spiritual thing was all about, now that they know, they're like, holy shit, we've been dancing with the damn devil. The moment they realize they've been dancing with the damn devil, a lot of wealthy men have turned their backs on these false persons. They thought that taking something from your culture, something that was significant to you, they could exploit it. A lot of these people were trying to basically use that against you. Very rigid energies, okay? Unfair manipulation. They were trying to use something that was tied directly to you and your ancestors and use it against you. But then I feel it has something to do, because this is what came out, with pop culture. I don't know if they felt like they were taking a reign on the people worldwide, okay? But I felt like maybe they felt that if they could use pop culture, that they were going to be able to win you over, or if they took something from that and exploited it, that they were going to be able to win you or this masculine wealthy man over. But you are no one that has ever allowed pop culture to dictate anything to you. So it was kind of like whatever they took and tried to use against you, it didn't work. But it was to be expected, because whatever they were doing, they were definitely planning shit, okay, with this cultural appropriation to try to make you ill within a community. But it ended up backfiring on the community. So now the community is falling ill. The community is now falling ill because they had ill intent. You have people getting sick. You have people going to the hospital. You have people that are, you know what I'm saying, just leaving the community altogether, just packing their shit up and going. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever it was that they wanted to transpire, which was not good, it ended up hitting them. This false person right here belonged to this community. So it was like the unfair manipulation that was done ended up hitting them. It had a lot to do with your occupation too, because I feel like you have a powerful mind and voice, and this is to be expected. This is to be expected, okay? Because these people over here didn't realize that you being who you are, and it's part of your innate heritage and lineage, you being who you are, you initiate change, whether it is good or bad. Like I said, if you are a very powerful dark energy, yeah, when people use dark magic against you, it backfires and hits them worse than ever. If you are of the light and people do dark magic against you, it backfires and hits them worse than ever. These people are starting to see that somebody has a mutual respect for you, and this mutual respect is coming from a wealthy man. They are starting to realize that everything they did when it came to this cultural appropriation was a risk that they were taking, because the courts had already validated who you were ever since you were a child. You've been gifted, you've been blessed and perfected, I heard. You've been blessed and perfected in the divine's image. So therefore, that meant you came with all the divine's gifts of intuition, discernment. You know right from wrong. You practice right versus wrong. You are not perfect, but you are perfect in the divine's image. These people didn't even know that there was court documents on how solid you were. Now they're starting to feel, oh my God, the price of their fame, the price they wanted to be famous by marrying having some false person marry some rich guy so that they could funnel into a community that had nothing to do with anything. This community wanted to eat off of this false person and this rich man. This rich man found you're not somebody that be begging and asking and running around and crying and having your hand out, whereas this person always does. Always funneling money over to the community. Let me tell you what Spirit went on to say about that. This wealthy man, society, they found you to be the pick of the litter. They saw that you were someone who was very powerful in your position when it comes to this spiritual realm. You have the upper hand. You were the selected one. You were the one that God selected. The Most High, the universe selected, okay? The best of the best, the greatest of all. That's what they realized. They tapped in. They were like, holy crap, it all makes sense now. I can't believe it. I've been dancing with the devil. That's what this wealthy man was saying. He was like, I've got unfinished business, because he felt like he was missing something anyway. He felt like his life was incomplete. He felt like there were things unresolved. You were the one that gave him this spark for whoever's resonating with this message. And look, and they know you are not going to be easy. Because of all you've been through, you always got one eyebrow up. This person knows this. This group knows this. This coven, whatever it is, they know this. They know that they have been following. They knew who they were following. When it comes to a coven, they knew who they were following anyway. That energy is giving me like somebody want to switch up. Okay, they want to switch sides. But this person knows that, yeah, you are not an easy catch. Okay. Somebody here may feel like you could be pretending. Okay, it says pretend to be less interested, tries to have the upper hand. Somebody could be pretending that. I feel like that was that false person. They tried to appear to have the upper hand on a situation that they were not privy to. This person was playing mind games, and this masculine energy is picking up on that. You are a very wise soul here. Okay, many of you have the wisdom of a grandmother or an older, more mature soul here. This could be one of your energies. Yes, I said one of your energies. Okay, this person caught feelings for you. When this person caught feelings for you, these people out here had a bleak future. Now they have an uncertain future because, see, they have always lived in this tradition where they married off. Don't get it twisted. That's what was said too. They marry people off. They hook people up. They connect these unions so that they could keep the wealth within the community, within the culture, whatever the case may be. Whatever happened here, I feel like this wealthy man realized he had been sleepwalking. They may have even done some magic on this wealthy man to where he was blind to what he knew was off, but he was blind to it. This is also giving me just wealth in general looking down on you, the Most High God. Okay, I feel like many of you have asked for whatever it is that you've asked for: clarity, okay, guidance, transparency. Okay, when it comes to people who are entering into your Ethereum field, you are the one sitting here looking like, okay, well, wait a minute, because you got a lot coming at you right now. Yeah, somebody out here sees the bigger picture, and they got the documents. You're official. They got the documents that you're official. This false person over here, they losing it. They losing it because they cannot believe that you are this lucky. You are lucky. You are blessed. Okay, take it how it resonates for you. I like to say the word blessed, but the card says luck. Okay, they're feeling like, wow, they have really missed an opportunity, and it's because somebody got eyes for you. And I feel like it's because they've realized that this person in this community has been draining them for everything, where you don't ask for shit. What man, what woman doesn't want someone who's independent? They started making unhealthy comparisons. And when they saw that, family, they saw that you do have that financial freedom because you are abundant within, and so you are also without. These people over here are upset because that mutual respect that someone has now for that they have for you now, that they may not have had before, it was because of all the stuff that was being thrown out there. All that dark magic, all the witchcraft, everything they were trying to do. They felt like if they had you in their community, they could control you, and they can't control you because all you will do is go into hermit mode and use everything you got in you to come about. And they are finding that out. Okay, family. All right. So I'm going to leave that message there. Take it how it resonates. I love you and the divine loves you. Thank you for tapping back in. Yes, there is a courtship coming, and there are people here that are very uncertain of their futures because of the simple fact they were trying to manipulate a situation, trying to exploit you and use you to do it, and ended up showing their hand. Okay. All right. So I love you. Let's close out. A call. Oh, I'm sorry. I love you and the divine loves you. You know that, you know that already. Okay. I call my power back. I release the weight of the matrix and its betrayal and deception. I stand rooted and grounded in my truth. I am whole. I am becoming, and so it is. Ashe. And until next time, you have a magnificent day. Ashe.